Okay, now that we have our outro set up, and functional that plays when the game ends, I want to go ahead and work on the part that once we reach kind of the end of the outro, I want to go ahead and call the restart game function in the game mode. So to begin, let's first off go ahead and open back up the level sequence, and we need to add an event. So we need to figure out where we want to add it. So I'm thinking maybe right there at 6:30 might be a good spot. Let's just kind of see because we have a fade. Which one is this? Okay, so that's the fade out there. Let's just kind of play through it with the camera. Okay, okay, I mistook that fade for the audio, but we start fading out volume right about here. So somewhere, around 6:30 might be a good idea. Maybe kind of towards the very end. Do say 6:45. Let's go over here to add, and we want to add a event track trigger, and we can just go ahead and keyframe it. Now this is kind of a category, so to speak. So if I hit the little plus, we got two events rather than one, but I could rename this, but it doesn't necessarily make sense to. But anyways, we added the keyframe. So it's right here. We can go ahead, right click, go to properties on it. Under endpoints, we want to go to create new endpoint. Now, I could not figure out a way to do this, event responding in C++. There's probably a way to do so. I just could not figure it out. So in here, what we want to do is go ahead and get the game mode and check if it's valid. Well, actually, we don't need to check if it's valid. We're going to go ahead and cast to the actual game mode, because this get game mode function returns a game state base, which does not contain, the end game, the end match, restart game, that kind of stuff. It doesn't contain those functions. Likewise, this cast is going to allow us to dictate whether or not we are on the server or client, because the game mode object exists only server side, not on clients. If it is valid, meaning the cast was successful, then that means we are on the server. So as the game mode, we want to go ahead and just simply call restart game. And if you recall our logic here from the way that we were doing it, we override end match. We're not overriding restart game anywhere, but we were calling it when we would basically want to, restart. So we know everything should be pretty much good to go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try, press play, and clear the log and die. Okay. Something about per virtual functions called while application was running. Not exactly sure what that is referring to. Let's see if it gives us any information. And of course, it is on the movie scene. Well, that's fun. Not exactly sure what all can be done regarding that. The only thing I can think of is maybe we need to pause or stop the movie scene. It can't be running while we are, I guess, doing a travel, maybe. I guess it doesn't clean itself up. But that's not using seamless travel. So I want to try it with using seamless travel. So let's grab the event and we're going to move it closer to the start so we don't have to wait the entire time. We'll go say to, I don't know, right here, kind of where we have the start of the first fade. Right, so I'll leave that there, and we want to enable seamless travel and give that a try. Okay, that's, I guess, seemed to have resolved that. So seamless travel seems to be okay. Let's try it with two clients. So this guy's dead. Now this guy is dead. And we locked up. Let's see where. Okay, so that is in the SKG pawn, line 73. Let's go to our pawn. 73 right here. So that is when we init. Oh, that is weirdly enough when we initialize the, is that right? So it's after the on-rep player state. Okay, that seems like a weird issue there for that to actually happen, because we're not spawning a new pawn or anything. So my guess is it happens when we unpossess potentially. So I want to, yeah, it already closed down. I need to see, because my guess here is we're calling end match and unpossessing in the game mode. That maybe this is triggering some kind of issue that it shouldn't have. So let's try it one more time. So we will die on this guy. He's now dead. And this guy is now dead. We get our crash report. And see, go back further. And nope, that does not seem to be the case. Okay. Let's see if anything changes when we do it as a listen server plus client. Okay. Listen server. Give this a try. So we'll go ahead and die as server. Die as client. And it does seem to be kind of more specific to when it's the client. So can't quite tell what, because it doesn't seem like it goes quite back as far as we need, why it's actually reaching this point. Because this should not fire. Well, it's firing the on-rep player state. Well, I know exactly why. Because we are unpossessing, which means the player state on the pawn is being set to a null pointer, which means it is no longer valid and only crashes with the client because on-rep player state only runs on the client. So here, basically, we need to kind of do our check of if the player state is actually valid to do anything. So if, what was it, get player state is valid. Good grief, can't do braces. Then we go through and call the same logic that we had before. So that makes complete sense. I guess I was right as to what was happening. Well, where it was happening. I was just incorrect as to what was happening. But yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. Okay, back in the editor, I'm going to try again with two clients. So I will die on this guy, then die on this guy. They both transition to the intro. And okay, we can see a bunch of information about connection refused. However, it did seem like it performed the travel just fine, but it was not a seamless travel because I forgot to enable it. So try it one more time. So die and die. And there we go. We performed a full, well, seamless travel. So we did end up getting this error here regarding the round number, being invalid during, well, the view model when it's trying to be fetched being invalid. That's an error we can deal with later because it does seem like it was functional. So we'll just have to kind of play around and see. But anyhow, we have the restarting working how we want. Works with seamless travel. Let's go ahead and position it. So this event here, I want to put back, what was it, around 6:30. I'll do a little bit later. Do 6:45, like so. and we'll just give it one more run through. So I'll do play with the listen server. So we have a listen server and client. Go ahead and down this client, then down the server. Okay, we end up getting met with that again. So it does seem that that error specifically is consistent with the client, but or sorry, not the client, the server. So it only happened when the event was at the very end. So I'm wondering if it has to do with maybe the sequence player getting cleaned up at a specific point as we're starting to kind of perform the travel and there's some issue there, or maybe it's elsewhere. However, I'm going to try to test that. So what I want to do is basically take the sequence player and just crank up the length. So now it runs, we'll go all the way to the end of the audio. So now we have, an extra however many frames that is for things to be handled. So let's give it one more try in the in the scenario that we know actually caused a crash. So down the client, down the server, let it run through. Okay, should be performing there we go, the travel. So it just occurred to me again, that was not a seamless travel. So I have to run it one more time, just to make sure. Down this guy, and I'm going to pause it so you don't have to wait. Okay, so here towards the end, we should do our seamless travel right about here, which we do, and we have another problem again on the movie scene entity system. So it is something with the movie scene player. So I'm not 100% sure. See something about is relevant implementation. So I guess I'll just have to kind of dive into it and see roughly what's going on. But there could, I guess, be potentially some cleanup or something that needs to be done. We'll just have to see. But I'm going to ignore this for now. I don't want this to be a blocker for our development. Anyhow, that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.